I think the biggest lessons I learned are to really learn how to process information quickly. Since when a young kid, my grandmother taught me how to play a game called Pity Pat and shoot craps. That's what she taught me. And you have to process because it moves fast.
Numbers.
You have to do addition fast. You have to do rationale fast. You have to do personality checks fast. Meaning, because I know if I'm sitting there with y'all, I have to start calculating quickly. Like, okay, how does he play? How does he who's aggressive? Who sits back? And you have to just do all this really fast in real time. So I think processing information quickly and getting to an answer and make a decision. And the beauty of gambling, as my grandmother would say, because we sit there and I'd be like, dang, if I'd have just stayed in, the 5 was coming. She'd say, son, that's why the cards got backs on them.
Bro, that's crazy. I never wanted to fucking play poker so bad in my life. Welcome to Iman Amongst Men, powered by Shea Moisture Men. I'm Iman Shumper here with my big brother, Ari. Ari, gonna give a what up to the people.
What's going on, people? And today we got another special episode. We got another special guest, CEO of SpringHill Company. Give it up for Maverick Carter.
What's going on? Bring Mav to the show, man.
Wow.
You like
That's
that?
loud. That's loud.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was that many people in the audience. Look
so
at that.
many people.
Yeah, there's so many. You can't see.
Yeah.
It's dark because of the lights in the front, but you can't see all the people in the back, man.
Thank you
check
for
it out.
having me. I appreciate it.
Yes,
appreciate you coming out.
Theme of today's episode is going to be betting on yourself. When you hear the phrase betting on yourself, what comes to mind?
Betting on yourself.
Yes, sir.
When I hear that, it means first and foremost, calculation. That's the first word that would come into my head. Calculation in the sense of if you're going to bet on yourself, bet on someone else. And then also the second thing that would come into my head is when you bet on yourself, you have to be honest with yourself right away. Like, am I that good? How good am I? Am I capable of that? And there's a fine line between, it's very delicate, it's paper thin, between believing in yourself and like, I'm just going to do this and going for it, and being honest with yourself, like, I can't do that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Or
like,
being realistic.
Yeah. Like it's a fine line, and it's hard. It's really, really hard. I dealt with it as a basketball player, as a high school kid, played, as far as high school goes, the highest level. Went to Nike All-American Camp, was recruited by Division I schools, major D1s. Ended up, by the time I was a senior, this is from 8th grade, I was like, I'm going to play high major college basketball and hopefully beyond and into the NBA. But then by the time that was like 13, 14, y'all know that feeling of like, like at that age, I played with all the guys. Like I wasn't the best ever, but you never will go, oh, that guy doesn't belong. You know, you see like, oh, why is he on the NBA basketball anywhere? And then when I got like 18, time to make my college decision, it was like, it became real to me that like, oh, I'm not good enough to play high major basketball, which was my dream. Like, I'm not going to play in the Big Ten or the ACC. I'm going to have to play in the MAC. And I remember, that was 20 years ago now, but I remember having to have that discussion with myself and my mom, my dad, they didn't play college, but didn't go to college. My mom went later in life. My dad never even considered it. So it was really no one to talk about it with. If I talked about it with my friends, they were all hoopers and they all weren't being rational with themselves. So it's like, there's nobody that had a conversation with.
Blind leading the blind.
Exactly. So you have that fine line. And then it came to my offers. I had one high major offer, which was at Marquette. But I was like, I had to be real. Like, I'm not going to play there. Maybe I'll play by the time I'm
You mean as far as
junior.
like playing time, right?
Yeah,
like
maybe I'm a
significant
junior,
minutes to get better.
like significant minutes on the floor. I'm not going to play there until I'm a junior or senior. So I could go there just to tell my homies in the hood in Akron, like, I play at Marquette and come home in the summer with the sweatsuit on. But they're going to be turning on the TV and not seeing me. And I don't like that feeling either. So I decided to go to Mac, where I started a couple games as a freshman and played.
Mm-hmm.
But that my point is that paper thin line of like, I had to be real with myself, or I could have went and been irrational with myself and like, oh, go there, work hard, prove it, and play. And it's not easy. It's not easy.
Right.
And he's not knocking the guys that are gonna do that. Like, he's not knocking you.
Right. He just said he wasn't about it.
No, because there are people that in real life be like, man, I just got to be real. I heard y'all podcast, and I just got to be real with myself.
So I
told my mom I just got to be real, dog. And I just didn't go to school. Like, take your ass to school if you need to use that to go get an education.
No, I'm gonna be real. I flunked out.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I just left, but after I was inspired because Mav said,
right, but Mav, he would have did it too.
You got to read in between the lines for some people. Hey, talk about how you got the name Maverick. I've heard a clip of something. But it was somebody, he say, she say, someone told me, and I was like, yeah, I seen it, but I didn't dig all the way, and you can tell the story.
Not because I'm the legend of the West. Like, my grandmother, I got the name from my grandmother, who loved the TV show that was made, I think, 50s, long before I was born, put it that way.
So you didn't watch it?
I have watched it later in life. I did not grow up watching it.
Okay,
no.
Yeah, okay.
And she loved the show.
Mm-hmm.
But on the show, their last name was Maverick. Two brothers called Brett and Bart Maverick. And they called them the Maverick brothers, the legends of the West. They rode around on horses, and they were poker players. And my grandmother was a big poker player to the day she died, and even had a poker game in her basement. Every Friday and Saturday night, it was after hours at Miss Carter's. And my mom and dad dropped me off every weekend because they was 22 when they had me, both of them. And they was still living the life and having a good time. And my grandmother had one of those houses where me and my cousins, I was the youngest because my dad was the youngest. My grandmother's house was the house. My mom would pull up Friday after work about 6:30 because they would start playing cards about 6:30, 7 o'clock when people started getting off work. And she would be like, open the door and be like, going in there, somebody in there.
What?
Wouldn't even stop. Barely would see me get in the door. Because my grandmother's house was always full of people. She'd be like, go in there, boy, somebody in there. I'd be like, is grandma here? She'd be like, I don't know, but somebody in there. Go ahead.
Right, so you just trust whoever's in there.
Take your ass on in there.
Real talk.
And that's where I got babies.
He turned out all right.
I know, that's some JoJo Dancer shit. It's just like, man, you can't just send the kid in there. You don't know who's in there.
My mom and dad did it every weekend.
That's crazy.
Until I was able to make a decision on my own, like when I was 12, like, no, I'm gonna stay home by myself. Like up from 0 to 10, I went there every single weekend.
Was it ever like one of those where you're like, man, I don't feel like going, or I don't want to go this time? And
it wasn't ever that, but it would be the inverse of that, which is I would get there and a big cousin might punch me or want to wrestle, and I want to go home. I would do the inverse, like get there and be like, but I always wanted to go. Because it's gonna be action.
Kids are there. Yeah,
right. And my grandmother ran after hours, so Friday and Saturday night it was lit. Like
you seeing all.
It's a poker player, poker table, a pity pat table, and a crap table in her basement that's smaller than this room. I mean, a little bigger. And a bar, all in the room. There's people.
All people love the bar. They
love the bar.
I mean, because they keep you playing. Like you drinking and all that.
I'm
you
just saying
good,
the little, it'd be the little bar.
Setup.
Like,
it's really just a high top table.
You really sit back there with a stool. One stool.
No, a high top table, when you bring it to the basement, it's a bar.
Yeah, exactly.
You put the stool behind it, and they really sit there and serve liquor. Like, what y'all doing, bro?
And a bag of ice.
Oh, bro.
Send him on to the store. As soon as you get licensed, send him on to the store to get some more ice. You gotta go get the ice, man.
Two or three times a night.
Yeah, two couple bags.
You gotta make that.
Yeah, our grandmother did do this. See, our grandmother used to be at the crib when we got off out of school. So if I get out of school, get to the crib, my grandmother's gonna be there. She gonna tell us we gotta do our homework. Then she give me a long leash. Like, your homework done, you show her all your work. My grandmother be like, you out the door. Them house lights come on, be back here. You know what I'm saying? You get in some trouble, run, ride your bike.
Get
you
back
know how
here.
to get, but she like, you know how to get back. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Y'all some boys. Like, do y'all homework, clean up the crib.
Like, do we have to check in?
Yeah, she like.
And look, y'all turned out all right.
We all right. That's what I'm saying. that, grandma.
This isn't. No, these aren't good parenting tips. Nobody. Don't take this into
My
consideration.
mom was that. My mom had the long leash. Same thing. When the street lights come on,
you got to get to the crib. We was trying to talk about the other day. We don't even let our kids do that shit.
No.
And they got phones.
I tried to get my daughter to walk like a block and a half. She's 14. She was like, no. I was like, are you scared? She was like, yeah.
What lessons, talking a little bit about your gambling days too, what lessons from gambling would you apply to your business, like succeeding in business?
Well, you said gambling days as though they're in the past.
Oh, you still?
Fortunately or unfortunately, sometimes they're not all in the past. I dabble in Vegas every now and then.
The losing side of it.
It's the unfortunate part. The fortunate part is the winning side. Growing up in that, and my grandmother, I just give so much because that's where I learned so much. I saw, because it's gambling, so everybody came. Like the mailman is there, the woman who worked with my mom that was a social worker, the drug dealer was in the basement shooting craps, and my grandmother took a rake on all of it. She served liquor, and she'd be upstairs cooking, and make food. And the players ate for free. If you're not playing, you got to pay for the play. But if you're playing, you eat for free. Keep the players playing. That was her motto. Keep the players playing. So just from a young age till now, still understanding about, because everybody says gambling is like, oh, gambling becomes, some people think of it as this bad thing. Well, it's just really chance taking. Or chance, right? Game of chance or risk taking.
Extreme,
yeah. Yes, exactly. But I think the biggest lessons I learned are to really learn how to process information quickly. Since when a young kid, my grandmother taught me how to play a game called Pity Pat and shoot craps. That's what she taught me. And you have to process because it moves fast.
Numbers.
You have to do addition fast. You have to do rationale fast. You have to do personality checks fast, meaning because I know if I'm sitting there with y'all, I have to start calculating quickly, like, okay, how does he play? How does he who's aggressive? Who sits back? And you have to just do all this really fast in real time. So I think processing information quickly and getting to an answer and make a decision. Like, get the information, process it quickly, call, boom, boom. And then when you're gambling, it happens fast and over and over and over. And the beauty of gambling, as my grandmother would say, because we sit there and I'd be like, dang, if I would have just stayed in, the 5 was coming. She'd say, son, that's why the cards got backs on them. Because you can't, there's a reason they have backs on them. Because every time a card is turned, when you're playing cards, that's more information, right? So if I'm sitting there and the 5 of diamond turns up, I'm like, okay, well, that means there's only 3 more 5s in the game, the club, the spade, and the heart. So that, now the club, 5 of club shows. There's 2, like you have to do that. Yeah, so it taught me how to, as you get more information, start to make out what decision you're going to make. And the less information you have, the harder it is to make a decision, the less you should take a big risk. But the more information you have based on personality, people, cards on the table, how much money does he have left? How much money? Like, you have to do all of that because it all matters. So I think processing information quickly and knowing that with every turn of the card, you get new information. So the whole, what you just thought was going to happen, throw that shit out the window. Now a new card, new information. Like, so just going through that process and deducing what's my upside and downside is the main thing that playing cards or gambling taught me, for sure.
Wow.
Bro, that's crazy. I never wanted to fucking play poker so bad in my life.
No. When he talks,
that's what I'm saying. The way you just broke that, I hate poker.
His explanation, beautiful. But the second I lose, none of that. None of that applies. None of that applies. Second I lose.
Win or lose, I'm saying win or lose, the comparison to what it would do for your mental and life.
But just think about it as a hooper. That's what you're doing, right? So you go into the game.
I like dice, though.
Dice is a similar thing. It's all life is that way.
Poker is that, I don't know, it's a very calm, patient game.
Slow,
I never did. Dice is like basketball. It's quick.
Dice is very fast.
It's quick. It's a lot of people talking. Yes. It's moving fast. Some people got the bread under their hand. I never played it on table, so I don't really know how that works. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But seeing it like that and seeing it fast that's how it's the same to me. Like poker though, the way you just described it made me feel like I picked the wrong game. Like damn,
No,
G, like the way
I
you
like
just
dice too.
described
I
that though,
told
like
you.
that shit was crazy. Like I never thought of it like that. You would process things a whole lot quicker playing poker, and that's
You
probably
have to.
why poker players do that. But the people talk about that though, the poker face and shit.
Poker face, that's what they talk about it.
Yeah,
But just think about it in anything in life. Like I was saying, basketball game, you go into a game knowing like this team is at that point in the season, this is their record. They plan for a playoff, so they hungry.
LeBron play?
LeBron play, but he's really good.
I bet the
He's
fuck
really
he
good.
is. Shit, that's
He's
what he
really
do the whole fucking season.
He can see, process, analyze information
Yeah.
on anything as fast as anyone I've ever met. So he's more risk averse than me,
You know
per
who
se,
I'd be
but he
scared
can
of?
process information really fast.
I'd be scared to play with Rajon Rondo.
I've never spent enough time with Rajon to know him. Is he the same way?
The way he played basketball, if
Yes,
it's
you
anything
imagine,
like
yes.
how he played poker, I would
Yes.
fucking hate it.
Oh, he's a poker player?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm saying that's his
demeanor.
Yeah, his him, D Rose, I would fucking hate it.
There's
There's no
crazy.
heartbeat for this nigga, man. D Rose, you'll never know if he flustered.
I always
Got the
say,
same face.
y'all don't get all athletes, basketball players, tennis, whatever sport you play.
Yeah.
People always marvel at the athleticism. It's always second to me. The first thing I always marvel at is the running full speed, dribbling a basketball,
And
processing, going like, oh, there go Mav. But he can't hit threes, so I can't throw it to him. Even though he open, he can't really dribble. I need him to get two more.
Here comes Shump. He trying to reach.
He's trying to reach. And you're doing that all at fast.
As you can.
And people and then you're going like, okay, if I jump and pump fake it this way,
He gonna jump for it.
he gonna jump and then he'll be open. Like, and that happens. You have to be doing that for 2 hours. That's like, people don't understand how hard that is. And the coach is yelling, do this. And the fans are screaming. And the other team is strategy. And you got to remember the strategy that y'all done went over for practice. And like, okay, when Steph Curry come off the screen, I got to chase. When such and such come off, I got to go under. People don't understand that's a lot of information to process at real time. And with every tick of the clock, the information changes.
It goes back to what he was just talking about with Bron. Like when he's got to like quarterback it and see everything as it's going on at once. As like a lineman, I was playing, you don't have to do all that. Like they literally give you 2 or 3 blocks. This is what's gonna be
2 or 3
coming.
reads.
This is what may come, and you do what you got to do based off of that.
And you just trying to spread their line out.
I was talking to, I'm gonna remember in a second, somebody about football today. When you play football, like I was talking to my nephew, Randy.
You got to play safety?
I played safety and receiver in high school. When I play safety
Y'all would have been scared.
or play receiver, the funny thing about football, about doing your job, you're so reliant on everybody else to do their job. If he's you was on defensive line, I'm safety. I don't even know what his job is, but I'm relying on him to do it. I know my job and my keys. So if I when we break the huddle, I was like, okay, tight end, strong side, I go there. They tight, boom, I'm hash or not the hash, I'm 3 steps back, whatever. And we've made a call in the huddle, and it's like all these numbers. And as a safety, I'm only listening to the coverage call. So it's like 42-5 with a Mike Blitz and a Zeke and the wheel go, robber. All I heard was 42-5, which means to me, cover 2. So I'm playing cover 2. He's heard what the stunt is, what the line, so he knows he's got a stunt because the wheel, I'm giving you football speak, but it's crazy because we're all attached to a string.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't stunt,
so that's why
then the wheel doesn't blitz, then the quarterback has time. Now I'm under pressure, and you might be sitting there going like, damn, Mav got blew by. But really, if he would have stunted, the wheel could have got the blitz. The quarterback would never even got the ball
and
off.
he would have seen
So
all
that's
that.
why like the cornerback and safeties, they'll lead a huddle early.
Always, because you only listen to one thing.
And they got I used to think they just got such a far run that
that's part of it.
They just told these niggas what they needed to
that's
know.
part of it.
Y'all go ahead, y'all got a long
but
run.
if you I play receiver. When you go to the huddle, all I need to hear is the formation, because that tells me where to line up. Is there motion? There's no motion. If it's a pass, I just need to hear the route tree. If it's a run, I know I'm either blocking the guy in front of me or I go to the safety. That's it. All the other shit is for the linemen and the running backs.
That's crazy.
So once I hear what I need to hear, I can lead the huddle.
Oh no.
And the guys on the outside but we all connected.
And when they lead a huddle, they're watching how we come out and line up.
Totally.
So they can tell us, like, say if I line up wrong, he could yell out to the linebacker or whatever, like, yo, like he's not lined up right, or you in my gap or whatever.
No.
But on offense, there's only one guy that has to know everybody. That's the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He has to know every lineman, every receiver.
Sure.
He has to know everybody and the defense. Like, oh shit, because we may be in a play, he come out and see something he don't like. You got to get us out of that. So them numbers you hear him saying, blue 46, 80. That shit means something to the linemen and to us.
Yeah, each little set of
and like
I'll be out there telling them who to watch. Hey, watch him. He better not touch me. He better not touch me. Hey, you see him? He's slow as hell, shorty. Get ready.
I got him.
Get ready.
I got him.
Get ready. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Hey, we gonna keep it. We gonna go back to being on Akron, man. Being from Akron, a kid from Akron. For those who don't know your story, you and LeBron played together in high school, and then he trusted you with a lot when y'all was still young. Like, how do friends come sit down and say, we can make this big? How do you have that conversation with your friend?
What you said, I know. I've talked to a lot of people about that thing of like friends, and
like we got something.
It has to start off. You have to definitely set boundaries first. That like we're friends first, and we'll be business partners. But those two things will intertwine a bit. But like, you know, every time we see each other, we're not gonna sit and talk about business. Me and LeBron talk football. We talk life, family. And we pick times that like, okay, I'm gonna come over for 2 hours. We get to go through blah, 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 blah. So you have to definitely establish boundaries. Another shout out to Nas, one of my favorite MCs, one of the great bar in his new album is he says,
we love a good quote.
Besides kids, boundaries are my greatest creation. He says on the intro in his new album. I was like, that's a dope.
That's a bar.
Besides kids, boundaries are my greatest creations. So establishing that, like, we have these two different relationships now. And then also, I mean, him talk about betting on me and me betting on myself. He bet on me. At a time I didn't know what I was doing. And you know, I'm still learning every day. But he really gave me a shot and was like, I'm going to empower you. So therefore, for me, it was less about like, what am I going to do? And more about how do we do this together and bring in people who can really help us and I can learn from. But then also, I think the main thing is exactly what you're saying. Friends will go like, man, you doing this and you paying that agent or you doing this and we could be making that money. Well, it's business. So business, and we live in America, which is, you know, a capitalist society. So it is about making money, but you have to be willing to be patient and build something that has value, whether that's a company that has enterprise value, a relationship with people that you can learn from that really has value. And anything of value takes time, usually takes time. I mean, unless you're in the market that we were just in where you could buy, you know, a crypto or something. But usually things of real value take time, like to be made and to be processed and to go in and go through the ins and outs and all that. And from the beginning, we were like, yo, this is a long journey. This is not a cash grab. We're in this for a while. We're going to have some twists and turns, some ups and downs, but as long as we keep it honest with each other, always stay learning, always admit what we don't know when we don't know, and always admit when you screw something up, when you're wrong. And that's what we kind of stuck to that and have been doing that since day one. And it was never about just like cash grab, make as much money as you can, as fast as you can, because we always believed we were here for a long time and going to be around for a long time. And specifically Bron, we really had the belief, talk about bet, we placed a bet on he's going to be around for a long time. If we thought he wasn't, then it would have just been about get as much money as possible, as fast as possible.
That's crazy. I didn't know they would have been thinking about that back then.
What? I mean,
like just thinking,
it's the same thing that he said with poker.
Exactly. That's exactly.
Yeah. It's like this with the information we got, he's a freak of nature that plays for 20, 30 years. Like, I need to ask you, Lebanon, what made you trust your guys? Like, it's still the other side. Like, and it's what you said, where it's you want to just put people. Like, I wanted to just put people in random spots, but I'm like, even as I'm putting you here, the job that it entails, you now have to do the job, and you got to do it like you went to school for it. Like you got to do it like you love the job. Otherwise, at some point, it just all gets fucked up, and it's like you seem to like put people in position. I done put my homie in positions where it's like, bro, I know he don't want to do this, but it's like I was gonna pay somebody else, so I'm on this wave of like, no, I'm paying my people only, like. And then you mad at him when you irritated with him, and then that relationship, the boundary that you talking about,
it's over.
It's fucked up.
Fucked.
Like,
you fucked it. Now
it's your fault.
Now you fucked up because now you fucked up your relationship with your friend, and you got to still fill the job.
Exactly.
It's all fucked up.
Because and life keep moving.
Life keep moving. You got to somebody got to do the job.
So somebody else steps right up, and then it get pushed away. So I was just like to see y'all do that, to see y'all friends, y'all core friends just stay that close to get money together to do all that. Like I just be intrigued to ask about that shit all the time, bro. Because I've been trying to figure out in 100 different ways. Like it's one thing to look out for somebody. Like it's one thing to be a safety net for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole nother ball game to, like you said, empower somebody, and don't empower them in a way like, well, we got to look out for him because that's Iman's homie. Like, it's like, nah, I shined a light on them, put them in the right lane, and now they can grow and they might not need me. Like, I might have to get up with them later. Like, they got so much shit going on. So I'm like, I'm trying to get to the difference of it where it's just like, I'm going to keep picking people's brains and keep trying shit out, just trial and error. Might learn how to play poker and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to figure this shit the fuck out. But, yeah, I just it's
not
remarkable,
easy.
bro.
Yeah.
It's remarkable to sit down and watch. I don't know if y'all wear it as a badge on. I don't know how it make y'all feel, my nigga, but it's a lot of people watching that shit and seeing that y'all are able to do that. Y'all are able to be selfless in each other's face and smile and still do handshakes that we got y'all on video doing years ago. You get what I'm saying? Like that shit is just, I don't know, it's special, bro. It's special.
Thank you, man. I
Trying to
appreciate
build toward
the
that.
camaraderie doesn't dissipate.
Thank you, man.
That shit there is special, bro.
Yeah, well, we're going to move it along. We like to ask all of our guests, Maverick, what are you currently working on improving in your personal life right now?
That's a great...
That's my question, too.
Yeah,
that's your question?
I already wrote this, so I'll let him ask.
I already wrote that?
You let him. No, I asked the questions.
I'm working on waking up and like really, I do it sometimes and I notice it's weird. You can do something and I know when I do this, my days are better, but then sometimes the day just grabs you. I'm working on not letting the day grab me right away in the morning. You know, you wake up like, I got work, I got kids, I got friends, I want to read the news, I want to do, and you just wake up the next thing you know, you're like, damn, it's 4 o'clock.
I ain't even eat.
I do that all the time.
I didn't even eat breakfast.
Yeah,
so I'm working on when I wake, take that like, I started meditating like 4 or 5 months ago, guided meditations. And I'm like, just, okay, before I get up, before I get in the shower, like literally take that 10, 15 minutes just by myself. And the guided meditations I do, they talk you through it. And when she talks me through it, she really helps you to like really ease into like your thoughts. Don't fight your thoughts. Let them be there. You know, we all wake up with shit on our brain. And then you end up in like fucking argument with yourself about something, or you end up like,
that's me.
I don't want to think about this no more. Get out of my head. But she tells you like, just let the thoughts come, let it be there. Don't fight it, let it go. Breath. So I'm really working on my personal life, taking at least, and then sometimes if I don't do it in the morning, I'll try and hit it sometime throughout the day, like 10, 15 minutes and just like literally meditate. And it was hard at first, but now I can do it no problem. I even sometimes want to sit there a little bit longer when it's over and I just do it. But really take that time to myself. I found it very useful. My days are better when I do it.
That's a first.
I'm a breath work guy.
Breath work, I'm getting into that too. Yeah.
I did it for therapy one time, and I realized like I can tell there's certain breathing patterns that if I do it deeply enough and I do it over and over and close my eyes, I'll literally go back to whatever place I was breathing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like if I get myself in a amped up and I close my eyes, like right away in my head, I'm gonna be playing basketball and be amped. Something happens, something exciting, a great play. I'll be in that frame, but if I get calm and I chill, I try and get myself to like, I remember being sleepy as hell and I just went to sleep.
Yes.
Cut your mind completely off.
It works.
Yeah.
What made you start going to therapy, by the way? Was it somebody told you should do it or you did it?
I had a very angry moment, just the bad moment that I couldn't forgive myself for. So I was just like,
you was mad at yourself that you let yourself get that angry?
Yeah. I was like, something got a hold of me and I didn't know what it was. Like, it's one thing if I get mad and I'm like, man, damn, dog, you took that out on that person and you crashed your car. Like, it wasn't like that. It was like, I literally don't know why I just lashed out like that. I don't know why it went like that. I just went left completely and I had no control over it. So I was like, it's time to, I'll go talk to somebody.
So you self-checked.
For sure.
That's awesome.
I'm like, I need to figure that out. That was a little different. And it was like, I couldn't let it go.
Yeah, that's the worst.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that feeling and then it was like, the next day, you usually wake up and you just like, man, I can't believe I did that. I should go apologize, woo. But it was still there. And I was like, all right, this is fucked up. Like, I can't even explain this.
Yes.
So yeah, I went then. But breath work for me is the biggest thing.
I do some breath work when I meditate. Yeah. It helps.
There's something about it. In through the nose, out through the mouth, man. Yep. If you do all breathing through just your mouth, your lips get dry. Same question to you though. What are you working? What are you working on improving with yourself?
It might be what he said, like just being present right when you wake up and not so much thinking about what you got to do during the day or what's going, basically what's hindering on you in your life during the day, and really just be present and kind of, I guess, thankful for what you're doing while you're doing it, and just be present.
A big thing that helped me is I don't sleep with the phone next to my bed.
I tried that.
My phone is in the bathroom when I go to sleep. I set my alarm on my phone. I also have a very gentle alarm. I learned this. Like there's like a very gentle alarm.
Not aggressive.
Not like no shit like that. Hell no. That
technically is not an alarm.
It jars you too. You always wake up like that feeling like.
Or it just gets me pissed automatically. I'm already mad.
It give me an early
nothing jarring.
But I just be like, ugh. But I don't never like jump at it.
But either way, it just puts you in that mode where you're just like,
no. You know what's crazy? Without the alarm, I'm jumpy.
Really?
Yeah. If I don't set an alarm or if you tell me I got the day off, for some reason, my body just doesn't like that. Yeah, my body will just pick 8 o'clock and just be like, it just be like, yo, I know I got something to do. Like, you overslept, you tweaking. Like, you did not have the day off. Like, it'll just be like that. Well, I'll just be like that. Like, basketball-wise, we wake up and the moms will wake up like that and just feel like, man, like somebody getting better than me. Like,
exactly.
I'm bullshitting. Yeah, I'm bullshitting. Like,
so right there in that moment, that's when you need to take 10 minutes. Like, you will come out of that meditation like feeling like a new person almost. It really does work.
I would love to feel that way in the morning.
Get
away for 10 minutes and then be like, like I don't know what the fuck I was upset for.
Next time.
Exactly.
Hopefully. Before we let you go, Mav, is there anything you want to promote, drop, shout out?
Yes. I would love to shout out you two gentlemen.
Oh, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Iman amongst men, man.
Thank you guys for doing this. We love working with you guys. Appreciate you. And thank you for having me on.
No, we appreciate having you on.
We get credit for the boss, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Hey, man, it was nothing better than having episode 24 to have CEO here to have, just your input, period. Like I said, we prided ourselves all season on bringing guys here that would give y'all something different, talk about something different, give you a perspective that you're not used to hearing. I'm hoping that myself and my brother's personality brings the best out of every guest that comes on here. But again, Mav, thank you for coming. My dog, give me one time in post. That's my favorite part.